At 10:02 p.m., the last shopper walks through the exit. The automatic doors slide closed behind her. The mall is still lit. The air is still moving. The music still plays for about 40 more seconds. Then, one by one, the systems begin to shift. Not to sleep. To work. A shopping mall is not a building that rests. It is a structure that runs continuously at different intensities. During the day, the intensity is human. Movement, commerce, noise. After closing, the intensity shifts inward to the pipes, the ducts, the tile grout, the service corridors, the loading docks. The building's second life begins now. The night operations manager arrives at 10:15. He has done this shift for 11 years. He carries a laminated checklist, 47 items long, and a radio clipped to his left shoulder. His first stop is always the same: the building management system terminal in the basement. The building management system, or BMS, monitors everything. HVAC zones, fire suppression pressure, elevator status, lighting circuits, water flow, security door locks. On a normal night, most readings are green, but the system flags anything outside parameters, and the night crew responds. The cleaning operation begins at 10:30. Not the surface wipe down that happens during the day. The deep clean, the kind that requires machinery. Ride-on floor scrubbers emerge from the service bay. Wide, slow-moving machines that strip and polish floors that 10,000 people walked on that day. The cleaning crew consists of 31 people tonight. They are divided into zones, each zone a team. Food court, retail corridors, restrooms, car park levels. Each team has a supervisor. Each supervisor has a radio. The operation runs like a relay, zone by zone, floor by floor, moving toward dawn. The food court is always the first priority. By closing time, it holds the residue of a full day. Grease in drains, food debris in corners, spills dried to tile. The team deploys steam cleaners and degreasers. Industrial-grade chemistry applied with practiced precision. This area must be sanitized before midnight. Food safety compliance. While the food court is being processed, a separate team has moved into the restrooms. There are 14 restroom clusters across this building. Each one is broken down, sanitized, restocked, and inspected. A checklist is left visible on the door panel. Initialed, timed, signed. Simultaneously, the technical maintenance team begins its rounds. Tonight's scheduled tasks include escalator inspection on levels 2 and 3, fluorescent tube replacement in the East Wing corridor, and a filter service on the central air handling unit. These tasks don't happen when the mall is full. They cannot. Escalators are deceptive machines. To a shopper, they are a convenience, a moving staircase. To a maintenance engineer, they are a system of chains, gears, step axles, lubrication points, and tension monitors. Each unit requires inspection every 3 months. Tonight, Unit 7 on Level 2 has a tension reading slightly outside tolerance. It is logged. It will be adjusted before morning. While the escalator team logs its findings, a separate call comes through on the operations radio. A drain in the food court's back kitchen is running slow. Not an emergency. But slow drains become blocked drains. And a blocked drain during the breakfast rush is something no one wants. The plumbing infrastructure of a shopping mall is not visible to the public. It runs beneath the floors, behind the walls, and through utility risers, vertical shafts that carry water up, waste down, and gas where needed. Tonight's drain issue is minor. 40 minutes of work. The line is cleared. The report is filed. By 11:30, the car park levels are in operation. 3 basement floors, more than 1,400 spaces. The car park cleaning team uses high-pressure water lances mounted on tracked utility vehicles. Oil patches, tire rubber transfers, and standing water are pushed toward central drainage channels. The HVAC system, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, runs without pause. Even at midnight, the building breathes. Fresh air is drawn through rooftop intakes. It passes through filters, is conditioned, and is pushed through a network of ducts that spans every retail zone. Tonight, one filter bank is due for replacement. A mall filter holds what the building has breathed all day: particulate matter, textile fibers, food vapor, carbon from traffic below. The replacement filter is sealed and logged. The old one is bagged for waste disposal. The unit is restarted. The building breathes again. Cleaner now. Midnight arrives. The night operations manager completes his first walkthrough. He has covered 4 floors, 3 service corridors, and both loading docks. He marks 12 items complete on his checklist. 19 remain. On his radio, he confirms zone-by-zone progress with each team supervisor. Everything is on schedule. So far, at 12:14 a.m., something flags on the BMS. A fire suppression pressure drop, Zone 7C, North Wing. It is not an alarm. Not yet. But any pressure reading below threshold must be investigated within 15 minutes under the building's safety protocol. The on-call fire systems engineer is dispatched. Fire suppression systems are invisible on an ordinary day. Sprinkler heads hidden behind ceiling tiles. Pressurized pipework running through every zone. The system sits dormant until it is needed. But dormant does not mean unchecked. Pressure must be maintained. A drop in pressure may indicate a slow leak somewhere in the network. The engineer arrives at Zone 7C in 6 minutes. He locates a pressure gauge on the riser, reads manually. The reading is low but consistent. No visible moisture on pipework. No evidence of active leak. His conclusion: a faulty pressure transducer. The sensor is replaced. The reading normalizes. Logged. Closed. Time elapsed. 22 minutes. Back in the main corridors, the floor scrubbing operation continues. By 1 a.m., the ground floor has been completed. The machines are rinsed and prepped for the second run on level 1. The marble in this building is maintained to a specific light reflectance value, a number determined by the mall's retail performance standards. How the floor looks affects how long customers stay. The loading dock operates on a different schedule. Between midnight and 5 a.m., deliveries arrive. Soft drinks, packaged food, retail stock, cleaning supplies. The dock manager coordinates with drivers arriving from distribution centers, sometimes 200 kilometers away. Each delivery has a time window. Miss the window? Miss the shelf. Pallets come off the truck on powered pallet jacks. They are scanned at the dock, barcode first, then cross-referenced against the purchase order on a tablet. Any discrepancy is flagged immediately. Short delivery, damaged goods, wrong SKU. The dock manager has 30 seconds to make a call. Accept, reject, or escalate. At 1:45 a.m., a pallet of chilled goods arrives for the supermarket anchor store. It must be transferred to cold storage within 20 minutes to maintain the cold chain. The timing is tight. The dock team moves with precision. Forklifts, cold store doors, temperature logs, a chain that must not break. While the dock operates, the security team continues its patrols. 2 guards per floor. Scheduled and randomized routes. They check fire exit doors. Are they unobstructed? They log every access event through the building control system. Who went where? At what time? Through which door? The building remembers everything. At 2:30 a.m., the tile regrouting team begins work in the East Food Court. This is a task that requires full closure, no foot traffic. 11 meters of grout line, damaged by foot traffic and cleaning chemicals over months. The old grout is drilled out. New grout is applied, leveled, and sealed. By 5 a.m., it must be dry enough to walk on. At 3 a.m., the building passes its quietest hour. Most of the cleaning zones are complete. The loading dock has processed 11 deliveries. The maintenance team has closed out 7 of their scheduled jobs. The BMS reads stable across all zones. But this is also the hour when fatigue is highest and attention slips. The shift supervisor running the cleaning teams, Maria, 17 years in facilities management, has a practice for this hour. She walks each zone herself, not to check on her teams, but to let them see her. Still moving, still present. It is a quiet signal, one that requires no words. At 3:30, the window cleaning team arrives. Not the exterior glazing. That is a separate daytime operation. The interior atrium glass, the skylights, the glass balustrades on all 4 levels. These surfaces accumulate fingerprints, smudges, and spray residue invisible under normal lighting, but obvious under direct morning sun. Glasswork at height requires a separate safety permit. Before the team ascends, a permit to work is signed by the night operations manager. Height, platform type, anchor points, emergency contact. The paperwork is not bureaucracy. It is a system designed for the one time in 1,000 when something goes wrong. 4 a.m. The building is 3 hours from reopening. The night operations manager does a second walkthrough. This time, he is checking completion, not progress. Floors, complete. Restrooms, signed off. Escalators, cleared. HVAC, running nominal. Loading dock, 4 more deliveries expected. The system is holding. Between 4 and 5 a.m., the restocking teams move into the anchor stores. Supermarket, pharmacy, newsagent. These stores open first, some as early as 7 a.m. Pallets of goods are broken down, barcoded, and transferred to shelves. The team works backward through the aisles, starting at the far end, working toward the front. Shelf by shelf, facing forward. The pharmacy is stocked differently. Controlled substances require 2-person verification. Every item is checked against a register. Quantities confirmed. Signatures given. Even at 4 a.m., especially at 4 a.m. Because error at this level is not a retail inconvenience, it is a regulatory event. At 5 a.m., the exterior becomes active. Cleaning teams move outside. The forecourt, the entrance pavements, leaf blowers clear debris from overnight weather. Pressure washers clean the entrance vestibule glass. The building's face, the part that shoppers see first, must be presentable by 6:30. At 5:30 a.m., a fault appears on the BMS elevator C on level 3, intermittent door fault. The elevator has logged 4 failed door cycles in 20 minutes. An elevator that fails during operating hours triggers an incident report, a public inconvenience, possibly a safety concern. The engineer is already on site. He is in the shaft by 5:45. The fault is a worn door interlock sensor, a component smaller than a thumb. Its job, to confirm both doors are fully closed before the car moves. When it cannot confirm, the car does not move. The sensor is replaced. A test cycle is run 3 times. All doors cycle correctly. The elevator is released back to service. By 6 a.m., the day shift begins to arrive. Security changeover, facilities handover. The night operations manager briefs the incoming manager. What was completed? What is still in progress? What was escalated? The elevator repair, the pressure transducer, the drain, every issue resolved before the public arrives. That is the standard. The cleaning teams begin to withdraw. Equipment is returned to the service base. Machines are cleaned, charged, and logged. Cleaning chemical stocks are checked and reordered where needed. The zone checklists are filed, all 47 points marked complete. The crew disperses before the first commuters arrive, invisible by design. At 6:30, the management office opens. The day team reviews the night log. 31 maintenance actions completed. 4 reactive interventions, 0 safety incidents, 0 public-facing failures. They will not announce this to anyone. It will simply be a normal day. Which is the point. At 7 a.m., the anchor stores open, the supermarket, the pharmacy. Staff from the day shift arrive in clean uniforms. They walk onto floors that were cleaned 6 hours ago and restocked 4 hours ago. They will not think about what happened here overnight. They do not need to. The system absorbed it. At 8 a.m., the mall's common areas begin to receive the day staff, information desk, customer service, management walk-around. The building is reviewed by eyes that didn't see the night. They see clean floors, operational escalators, restocked stores. They do not see the grout team, the pressure fault, the elevator sensor, the cold chain sprint, the 3 a.m. walkthrough in the dim corridors. At 10 a.m., the mall opens to the public. The automatic doors slide apart. The first shoppers enter. They feel the cool air of the HVAC. They hear the ambient music. They walk on floors that shine. They pass escalators that run smoothly. They do not think about any of it. They are here to shop. This is how it works. Every night. In every building like this one. A parallel city operates in the gap between closing time and opening time. It is staffed by people who have learned to work when no one is watching, who have built habits around machines, checklists, and radio calls, whose pride is exactly this: invisibility. If you notice nothing wrong, they have done everything right. The night operations manager drove home at 7:15 a.m. He had been in the building for 9 hours. He passed shoppers arriving on his way out. None of them saw him. He would be back in 14 hours. He did not think of this as unusual. This is simply what the building requires. And he is the one who provides it. Behind every clean floor is a machine and a person. Behind every operational escalator is an inspection and a log. Behind every pressurized sprinkler system is a transducer and a call-out. These are not dramatic acts. They are repetitive, disciplined, precision-required acts, performed at 3 a.m. on a Tuesday, in the light that no customer ever sees. The mall will close again tonight at 10 p.m. The doors will slide shut. The music will stop. And in the service corridor behind the East Wing, a pager will buzz, boots will go on, a checklist will be unfolded, and the building will begin again, exactly as it did the night before. Under this video, there's a subscribe button. It's a small action, but it helps reveal the systems most people never notice. If you're curious about how everyday life actually functions, consider subscribing. And tell us, where are you watching from? Have you ever worked behind the scenes of a system like this?